is episode 123. If you add that together, it equals 6.
That's right. I'm Austin.
I'm Daniel.
And we are your hosts now and forever.
And tomorrow.
And yeah. So you may notice, if you're a regular viewer of our show, that we are not in our normal set location. That's because our air conditioner upstairs is in the process of being fixed because it failed. And
it's under the weather.
Right.
You get it? Because, like, it's not conditioned up there anymore.
Wow. So, yeah, it's about 90 degrees up in that room. And when you add the light sets in, that probably boosted about 10 degrees in our general
20
filming
probably.
location.
It's really hot up
there.
So
we're not going to put ourselves through the Mojave in North Carolina. And we're going to shoot down here in our living room with stuff flashing and twirling behind us. Hope you guys don't get distracted too much by that.
It looks really cool, honestly.
So
it's quite cool.
We're going to go ahead and kick off with our art this week. And for those of you who may be new joining us to the show, each week we do some art that you guys draw and send in. Then we feature 3 levels that you guys have created. And then we talk about all the news from Media Molecule and some rumors that may be floating around about the game. So let's go ahead and dive in. First off, we have Mark Poosh, who made some Little Big Podcast stuff, I guess calligraphy, and Sackboy on his calculator during math class.
Yes, calligraphy.
It's not really
calculator.
Calligraphy. Okay, so he typed out Little Big Podcast.
It's awesome.
Using square root signs and all sorts of other really awesome stuff.
Parentheses.
And I was just like, whoa, that is awesome. So, yeah, good job.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And then
I'm honestly like mega proud because I really didn't like math class this year. So just seeing somebody else that probably doesn't like math class, that they got bored enough to do this, it makes me very proud.
Yeah, so good job. Very cool. Yes. Next up, we have some Little Big Planet 2 doodles by FCP BHH. And, yeah, so these were really cool. This is, once again, he said this. He's like, I'm not the best artist, but I just doodled these up, and I want you guys to throw them out on the show.
And they're awesome.
Here they are. So,
they're cool.
That's basically what we want you guys to do. I mean, I don't care if you're drawing stick figures as sack people. If you want to draw something cool and send it in to us, do it. LittleBigPodcasters@gmail.com with the subject of art. If you don't see it on the show the next week, then
send it again.
Either we didn't get it or it kind of floated past us somehow, but you should get an autoresponder. And if you don't get the autoresponder, then you obviously did not get the right inbox.
Right. And just make sure that you do get either an autoresponder or a personal reply, because if you email us twice within 3 days, you won't get an autoresponder again. So if we personally reply, then that's your notification as well. And also, if you're not good at art at all, like really, really, really not good at art at all, then just write us a note. I mean, we really don't care. Just send us an email and we'll read it and look over it and all that good stuff.
Okay, so next piece of art is episode 121 Frame. And I couldn't think of anything to name this because it didn't have a name. So anyway, JK, who, if you'll remember, last week drew us the really cool Sackboy progression thing.
Yeah.
Then this week he took a frame from episode 121, doodled it up, made us some crazy eyes, and then made Sackboy with power gloves carrying us along to who knows where. So very cool drawing and very talented art there. That was very good.
Yeah.
And that's what I love seeing is just like so many people just getting involved with, like, you know, you have art in real life about Little Big Planet, and then you have art in the game, of course, that is Little Big Planet. So
about real life.
It's really cool to just see how everything just kind of flows together in the game. So,
right. All right, now on to the levels for this week. We have Gundam Wing Project by Jevura22. He's an awesome creator who is, he was one of the world record breakers in New York City in January when the game launched, and he has also made quite a few other levels, and this is one of his newest levels. And basically you are in a Gundam and you have to destroy as many other Gundams as you can and then fight the final boss, who has what fades on, what's the name of it?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it's like such a funny looking mask that they joked about.
I know who you're talking about now. It's Dean. The Dean mask. That was a joke. Oh my goodness, that was so funny when we were playing in the world record.
It kind of creeped everybody out.
It was so funny. They unlocked the Dean mask, and it was just like everyone was wearing it.
Okay.
It was very funny. So those of you who were there, you'll remember what we're talking about.
Or those of you that were digitally there.
I love that that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was funny to see that in there. Okay, so our next level is highly undiscovered. It only had 150 plays at the time when I played it, and it is programmable Sackbots puzzle by Hair.
Are you sure it wasn't Ray?
I'm positive.
Okay.
So it's this level, and you basically start out in a museum, and you go to the basement, and you find this really old computer.
It almost looks like the scoreboard.
It almost does, but this computer is a primitive form of Sackbot control and programming. So it's a puzzle-solving thing that reminds me of those of you who are into VFX kind of stuff may know the guys Corridor Digital. And they released this really awesome video this week, which we're going to cut from the level footage. If you haven't seen it, click here to watch it because it's absolutely incredible. And after you watch that, come back here, and then you'll understand what we're talking about. Basically, you have 6 Sackbots that you can select, and then you can program actions for each of those, up to 8 actions, and then it repeats when you go into the next. Anyway, so basically, what you're able to do is you're able to program these actions. So it could be something as simple as just a looping jump on a button to program, well, I guess you're not programming, but just loops to
it's
put
like
out
a noob in a
barrels.
first-person shooter. It just
Jumping,
jumps.
just jumping.
Jump.
No shooting, just jumping.
Jump.
So then you're moving on to more complex puzzles where you have to program one Sackboy to go right, the other to go left, and then one jumps and the other has to jump and grab, and it's like an insane level.
Then there's a massive explosion that kills them all.
I honestly don't know why this only has 150 plays. It's been published since March. This deserves like way more than that because it's absolutely crazy. I've never seen anyone do anything even close to it.
Right, and they basically made their own operating system here by allowing you to program these different actions and then things between the actions like jumping and stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's just
amazing.
It's mind-boggling. I only recorded up to the first little puzzle challenge because obviously I'm going to go back and play it later when I'm not recording. But it was just like, it's a challenge. It is honestly a challenge. And personally, I just love puzzle-solving stuff because although it hurts,
I'm terrible at
although it's annoying, I don't know. There's something about the challenge of finally figuring something out, and it's really fun. And definitely go play it because this was incredible.
All right, and then finally we have Portal Music Collection by M2 and this was a collection of the top 6 from Portal, and it includes Still Alive and Want You Gone.
Yeah, so we haven't picked a music level in quite a long time, so we figured it was time to do that again. And this one's really cool, obviously from Portal. And the songs sound exactly.
Except for it doesn't have GLaDOS singing.
It doesn't, but it sounds exactly like in the game, which was just like hilarious because, anyway, I can totally see Portal 2 working with LittleBigPlanet. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But
and
like,
DLC.
I can just see that.
You know, like,
it'd be awesome.
It'd be so cool. Like, the Sackboy's head would be like a core, and then, like, every time you'd press a button, it would say, like, a fact or something.
Oh, my goodness.
Or anytime you press another button, it'd be like, space!
Which would be pretty annoying if you're playing online with other people.
I know.
So yeah,
I would buy that just for
very
online.
Cool. It actually gives you the music at the end of the level. So if you need to make a Portal level, you can go take the music from this level, of course with permission because they're giving it away.
Give the person credit.
But,
That'd be nice.
Yeah, so definitely go check that out if you're interested in Portal and other stuff. Highly recommend the game actually because it's really fun and challenging.
And it'll give you a headache.
It will give you a headache actually.
And then you can go like unnumb your brain by playing LittleBigPlanet because you can make your own levels and numb your brain some more and it'd be like completely dead.
Right. So moving on to news, we actually have 2 levels that we want to tell you guys about that we're not necessarily featuring, but we just want to make sure you guys hit these up. First up, we have Strange Palm's LittleBigPodcast Submarine. Now you'll see here on the screen a LittleBigPodcast logo that's underwater as a submarine.
Yes.
Now, we did this as a joke a few weeks ago on the show. We were like,
okay. We told him to do this as a joke.
Right, so we were like, okay, so we want you guys to go out for Contraption Challenge 13, which was build a submarine. We want you guys to go out and build a LittleBigPodcast logo that's a submarine and see if we can win this contest with a LittleBigPodcast logo submarine.
It'd be funnier if like, somebody won with the yellow submarine that played the song.
It didn't work out so well, but the Strange Palms submarine was very awesome. Thanks for doing that. It's hilarious. We played it a few weeks ago and we forgot to show it on the show.
The only reason you didn't win is because Chimpanzee doesn't like us. I'm just kidding.
We're going to get a comment for that one. Okay, so yeah, thanks for doing that. I know several other of you guys made submarines that I had not yet seen. So go ahead and hit us up with lbp.me links and we'll go play them. And next up, we have the Make.Believe level by Sony, and that's picked right now. It's a level that they took suggestions from Facebook and Twitter from everyone who follows Sony, and then they took those suggestions for a level
and followed me around for a day and based these levels off of what I do every day.
Right. So they made this awesome level full of like secret agent going to make sure Make.Believe stuff works.
Yes.
And it was very cool. A lot of technical stuff, and it's under the Little Big Partner account, which was previously, well, I guess, still home to the Prius level.
And what was the other level?
There hasn't been one yet.
Oh, I thought there was another one.
But there will be soon. So yeah, definitely go play that if you haven't played that.
Yes.
So the PlayStation Store is back online.
Yay!
And so you can go there and download your Welcome Back package, which includes 30 free days of PlayStation Plus, which actually
2 free games.
Yeah, which PlayStation Plus actually unlocks for you all of these other game trials.
I know, it's so cool.
you're really getting a lot more than 2 free games.
Yeah, you can go and download these free game trials, and it's 60 minutes of, like the top games on the PlayStation Store.
Right.
And it's so cool because I mean, like, you can just download, play. It's amazing.
So then you get your choice of 5 games here. You have LittleBigPlanet, highly recommend if you haven't played it. Then we have Infamous,
another full retail game that you can download.
Super Stardust HD, Wipeout,
really cool game,
which is Wipeout HD and Wipeout Fury.
It's a bundle.
And then Dead Nation. So very awesome games. You can go download 2 of those for free. And that's just a little thank you from Sony for being patient and bearing with them through their technical issues with the PlayStation Network being down. And if you'll ask me, that's a pretty awesome package. Right. I know some of you guys are like, okay, I already have all those games. Well, I mean, you're still getting
30 days.
For everybody else, that's really
PlayStation
awesome.
Plus.
And then you get PlayStation Plus subscription, which is totally awesome. So thank you, Sony, personally.
Yes,
very
thank
awesome.
you.
Good job. You guys rock.
All right, and another thing, if you have a PSP and you are a PSP user, you can download 2 PSP games out of a list of 4, which are Mod Nation Racers, LittleBigPlanet, Killzone, and
I can't remember
something
what the
else.
last one is, but you can go look for those on the PlayStation Portable Store.
Yes, and actually, I think you can download it off the full store.
I heard you couldn't. I heard you could. So
I don't know.
Just go try it and see what works.
And also, they do realize there are actually quite a bit of error codes going on. And don't worry, you have 1 month to download stuff and 1 month to subscribe and all that good stuff. So
I was just thinking about that. Like, okay, so what if someone just waits for PlayStation Plus and then they do the subscription like at the end of this month? That way, they're fine. Like if something really good comes out like 5 days after everyone else's subscription expires, it's like, haha, I'm still in my trial. But
I know that would be great.
Yeah. So anyway, the PlayStation Store is now back up online. We have the Tron DLC pack, which is now on there. You can go grab
the Cinco de Mayo pack.
Yeah, well, it's not a pack; it's a costume.
Costume thing.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It has this really awesome sombrero and then a trumpet, and I don't know, it's really cool.
We did get a note from somebody telling us to tell everybody that Cinco de Mayo has passed.
Yeah, it's almost Cinco de Junio. I don't even think that's the month.
Cinco de Junio. Because J makes an H sound.
I don't even know, okay?
I took Spanish too.
I took 2 years of Spanish and I forgot all of it now that I'm out of school.
But now I remember because I just got done.
So definitely go download that. It's pretty awesome and it's free. So
yay.
Thumbs up for free stuff.
And it has this really cool trumpet, and if you put it up to your mouth in the game and press the happy button, it does nothing.
You would think
That's
it would
cool,
blow
right?
into the trumpet and make some kind of awesome noise.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so Killzone 3 DLC is probably going to come out next week. It's not out right now, but definitely be on
Dude,
on the
those
lookout for
costumes
that.
are so cool looking.
Incredible.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, and then cat costumes. Those of you who have Twitter and follow at Little... Meow. Those of you who follow Little... Meow. I'm never going to get through this. Those of you who follow LittleBigPlanet's official Twitter account may have noticed that they've been tweeting a lot of famous cats, like the keyboard cat, the monorail cat, and the cheeseburger cat.
Planetized.
Yeah.
It's really
so
cool.
if you look at the pictures, I first thought, okay, so what? They're going to tweet pictures just for fun. Well, no, I noticed something strange. All the cats in these pictures look kind of cartoony and like, whoa, these look like Little Big Planet costumes. Well, they haven't officially announced this, but it's kind of obvious by looking at the pictures that cat costumes are... Oh dear, something fell behind us.
That's
okay.
Cat
costumes are coming to Little Big Planet 2, so be on the lookout for that. We'll keep you updated on the latest. For all of you dog lovers, we have no details on dog costumes, but if we all band together and riot for them, I'm sure we can get some dog costumes.
You know what would be really cool? to have like what's that dog? I don't remember.
The talking dog. I forget its name. The famous YouTube talking dog that I cannot remember.
Mink.
It starts with I don't even remember.
That. And also a Snoopy costume. That would be sick.
Peanuts costume. That would actually look pretty awesome.
You know, it really would, because like, yeah, the head sizes.
See
and
that.
Stuff.
Okay, so
Make it happen.
Speaking of all this announcement stuff, which I guess that was announced, so don't take that as an announcement.
No, that's not an announcement.
We're just taking guesses at cool stuff. E3 is coming up on Monday, or at least the good part of E3 is coming up on Monday, because that's Sony's press conference.
Otherwise, you'll tune into like some other conference. It'll be like, was it just me, or did I see 500 French acrobats running around in blue ponchos?
Yeah,
you'll get that if you saw last year. It was so funny.
E3, what we know about LittleBigPlanet being there, there's obviously going to be LittleBigPlanet 2, the move pack that's going to be demoed and showed off there at E3, so keep your eyes out for that. There are a lot of unanswered things.
Three major things. Three very major things. Will you need a move with you to develop a level, or can you develop a level and then test it later with a move? Another big thing is, will it be pink textures that are the only receptive kind of things, or can you make it any kind? And that's from Prehistoric Moves. And will it be free? Those are the three big things.
Yeah, so we're just basically waiting on that, and a lot of that will be announced at E3, and probably
all of it.
The release date will be announced then also. Then what we know about NGP being there, obviously it's going to be there. It's going to be probably the focus of E3, or at least Sony's press conference there.
It'll be big.
And we know we've seen clips of LittleBigPlanet demoed on the NGP. Looks stunning.
Yes.
But we have no details on if that's true, if that was just used as demo reel, just saying, look at this awesome game that's on the NGP.
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
Now, one big thing that's like been plaguing people online, and that is this. Wipeout, they just teased that you will be able to take out PS3 players and otherwise like blow them to shreds online with NGP to PS3 connectivity. Now, will you be able to connect LittleBigPlanet PSP, NGP with LittleBigPlanet PS3? That's a big unknown. Right. But I think they're starting to test stuff like this right now. This is all guessing by the PlayStation Network's cloud services. And call me crazy, but I think they're starting to work on that.
Yeah, so the amazing thing right now that's in everybody's heads is being able to work on a level on your PS3. Oh, gotta go. Load it up on your NGP. Continue building your level. Say your battery's about to die. You can save it on your NGP to the cloud servers, get back on your PS3 at home, and bam, there's your created level that you've worked on for hours.
Don't assume anything from what we're saying.
Right.
This is just guessing.
This is just like dreams right here.
Yeah, this is our fantasies right now.
So don't be surprised if this kind of stuff rolls out. Don't be surprised if it doesn't. But we're expecting huge things.
We don't know.
And so we're really excited to see what's going to go down at E3.
Yes. All right, now moving on to... Wait, I remembered something that I said last take, which you'll never see because the audio didn't record. But anyway, last take, I mentioned something about Uncharted Abyss. Now, this was interesting. They said that the quality, if you've seen any screenshots from this, you'll know what I'm talking about. They said the quality was not good. Now, if you look at it, you'll say, wow, that's amazing. But they're saying that the quality will be much better come November. And another thing I noticed is if you look at the raw image on Flickr, you'll notice that it's in 1080p. Now, when they announced the NGP at the press conference in January, I think, they said that the screen was 7 something by 9 something, I think. Now, they might have decided to move that up a little bit to, use this, or maybe this is just a raw render out checkout.
Or there's a very good possibility mini HDMI plug-in to
yep.
TV, and then you'll be able to play 1080p games on your TV.
I'm pretty sure it's hard to fit a 1080p screen into something that big.
Right. So, very dense pixelation there.
Very.
Okay, so our Mind the Gap contest is now over. What does that mean? Well, that means that we aren't going to be accepting any more entries. Thanks so much for playing, for creating, and for sharing those levels with us. See what I did there?
Oh, nice.
So yeah, thanks for entering, guys. We had about 50 levels that we went through, and we selected 9 teams, 9 level series, to be sent off to Media Molecule to be finally judged, I guess. So
finalists.
Those are finalists, and then it's going to be judged down. We're not exactly sure. Right now we planned on doing just one winner,
but
team
there
winner.
may have to be more than
There
one.
may have to be some runners-up prizes. So we'll let you know on how all that goes. But you guys submitted some crazy awesome levels. It was a huge honor to actually be a part of a contest that erupted into what it was. I was honestly surprised. I was thinking, okay, we're just going to be low-key. People are going to publish really cool levels. We're going to get them judged, and then that'll be that. But I was honestly surprised to see 2 of our entries get picked before we could get
almost all of them got highest rated for the week. I was like,
so it was really
so
cool to see what you guys were able to do. Incredible job. Whether you won or not, you're all winners in my book.
Yes.
Because very, very
we'll find
very
a way to
quality
reward all of our finalists, and then even more so the runners-up, and even more so the winners. They will be receiving crowns. 2 have already been picked. The winner, if it's not one that's already been picked, will be picked as well. And I'm not really sure what else we'll do, but we will do something. Maybe we'll send you ice cream. I like ice cream.
In a special refrigerated jet air.
Air?
Or something like that. It fits in the back of a plane. And no, I'm just kidding.
That would be cool.
So those of you who may be wondering about, like, where do we come up with all this random stuff? We're going to be having a Q&A special in 2 weeks, episode 125. And we're not exactly sure how we're going to be throwing this down yet. Sometimes we do a live thing where like we'll live stream and record at the same time.
But in case we're not, start sending in your questions right now. LittleBigPodcasters@gmail.com. Any questions you have.
Anything.
That can be, do you guys have a goldfish? Or do you guys know what NGP is all about? Do you know the official name for NGP? We don't. But anyway, I mean, you can throw in any question you have. Anything.
And please leave out the pie question because we've had
that so many times.
Every single Q&A episode,
so many times.
Actually. So our favorite pie has already been announced. If you want to see that, just go back to one of our other episodes ending in 5.
Of them.
Most likely you'll hear that question answered at some point in the episode.
And something funny about that is, like, I don't think we've ever answered differently. I think we said the same thing every time. It's
mostly the same thing every time.
I'm like, I don't really like pie that much. And you're like, I like chocolate cream pie.
It's very good. Very good.
That's just how it goes.
Okay, so we have a YouTube discrepancy thing going on here with people commenting and wondering, how exactly do we have 119 videos on YouTube when we have 123 episodes now?
Well, that's a long story, and it goes something like this. Back in the old days, we went on blip.tv and started distributing because we knew they were a big distributor. Well, we uploaded all of them to blip.tv/LittleBigPodcast, and they are all there for your viewing pleasure. We just jumped on the YouTube bandwagon about a year and some change ago. And I was going to say year and a half, but it's not quite. So a year and some change ago. And you can see all 120 whatever videos on blip.tv and all other
we only
videos
started
on
uploading to YouTube at episode, I almost said 100, at episode 61. And then we uploaded a bunch of random videos, tutorials, all sorts of other stuff, which actually kind of boosted our video count back up to almost normal.
Yeah.
So for those of you wondering, that's what that's all about. Also on iTunes, it only goes back 100 episodes, so you're only going to be able to see back to like episode 23, maybe 25. I don't know. So
thankfully,
don't go back and watch those old ones because it's
they're really bad.
And
they're terrible.
Yeah, even 20 episodes ago was extremely pathetic. So.
Yes.
I don't know how that happens, but I guess it just does.
And speaking of the past, our graphics will be a thing of the past next week. We are doing all new graphics. Hopefully next week.
Next week. That's our tentative.
We're going to be working on new graphics all this week.
New intro, new outro, new motion graphics, new level titles, new everything. You guys are going to be like
and we're also going to throw in these little insider bits. And I can't really divulge on it right now because I don't want to ruin it. But there will be some really, really cool and exclusive stuff that's going to be happening right here on Little Big Podcast.
And speaking of Little Big Podcast, which is this... Anyway, that was awful. Excuse me.
Speaking of Little Big Podcast...
Tell your friends about our show. We have about 3 groups going on in the Little Big Planet community. 1, you guys, the group who actually likes us. 2, the group that hates us. And 3, the group that's absolutely never heard of us.
Yes.
So, I should have ended lower on that. The group that's never heard of us. So,
gotta make it definite.
We need group 1, you guys, to go out and tell group 3, those guys, about the show. Because we think it'd be really awesome to get more people trafficked here, more people can meet up here. We know a lot of people are like, hey, check out my level. They're like, okay, in the comment boards. So that's really cool to do. And then just having everyone being able to catch up on news here and just, anyway... it'd be really cool if you guys could just go out and tell your friends who don't know about our show about the show, because that would be really super
We'd really appreciate
really
it.
awesome.
Yes.
So yeah.
And if you want to tell them where they can watch the show, well, we have a list right here to tell you guys right now. LittleBigPodcasters@gmail.com. Email us anything you want to. Really, it doesn't matter.
Except for spam. Spam's annoying.
Spam's annoying. But you can write like, dude, guess what? I got a goldfish. And I'll be like, awesome. You know, stuff like that. Twitter, @LBPodcast. If you want to get something to us the fastest possible, do it on Twitter. We will get alerts immediately. We have it booted up on the Mac. We have it booted up on our iPod phone things. And we will get it immediately. We have notifications, just like I said like 10 seconds ago. So if you want to get something to us quickly, Twitter is the way to do so. Subscribe on YouTube. If you don't like YouTube, then go to blip.tv and you can watch up there. Watch on the go with iTunes, and that will let you put it on your iPod, phone, pad devices. And also watch in the PlayStation Home Community Theater. New episodes every Thursday.
For those of you who aren't familiar with that, if you go to your network icon on the PlayStation, there's going to be like a little blue square with like a little home thing like that.
I thought you were wearing your home shirt for a second.
And if you go there, there's like a virtual space, and you can go to the theater. And if you go into the community theater, which may have been moved since the last time we were there.
Not sure.
Anyway, it's one of the theater auditoriums, and you'll see posters for our show in the theater, which is totally awesome.
Totally awesome.
Then you can go into the theater and watch through a few other podcasts that are in there, and then eventually our show will show up. I think
we even have stuff over the bowling alley.
Yeah, we do have stuff in the bowling alley. So
it was so cool.
Yeah, it's just like the awesomest thing ever to be.
You know, the worst thing about it though is like I'll be in the bowling alley and I'll be like, "Hey, that's a poster for my show," and somebody will be like,
"No, it's not."
And they'll report me, and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, we've gotten reported for impersonations several times.
Yeah,
now. But it's really us. We promise.
Yes.
So
DJS18.
Coaster Kid 93.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything we have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for joining us, and sorry for going a little over, but we had tons of stuff to cram in. And
be sure to check out E3 Monday at 5 PST. I almost said PM, but then it's PST as well. So 5 p.m. Pacific time, and I think it's 3 to 5 hours long. So it's going to be a total boatload of information. So make sure you tune in for that. And that's all we got.
And we may get a surprise appearance from him.